No, it only goes to
8 o'clock.
It's got-
Welcome, everybody. Okay. Pledge allegiance
To the flag.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, Pastor.
Morning. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this upcoming Thanksgiving season, and we just ask, Lord, that you just put on our hearts to do what you encourage us to do, and that's to look at every day and just see it as a blessing. I just pray, Lord, that you continue to have your hand of mercy and blessing upon each and every one of these township leaders and department heads, Lord. Just help them to continue to work together and strive definitely for the good of Brimfield. We ask for your blessing upon this meeting today as well. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Thanks for showing up at the council house.
Oh, it was fun. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, we don't get celebrities like you up there very often. That was a great event. Okay. Announcements and correspondence. I have an announcement. I did receive something certified. Woke up my granddaughter, then banging on the front door. This is a stormwater system outfall points maps annual update request for review. It sure sounds like something I should pass on to Dave Rufner. Right, Dave?
Oh, I already, that comes from soil and water.
Yeah.
I had a
Well,
meeting-
no, Portage County Combined General Health District.
Well, it's pretty much the same area.
Okay, well, I'm gonna forward it to you. It's probably something you already do. Just to update the geographic information for the GIS. Portage County Health, yeah, it is in cooperation with the Portage County Health Department. So Ida was gonna draw on it, but I figured it's probably not the best thing. Sue, do you have any announcements?
I do.
All right.
I just want everybody to know, I was invited to the Field High School on the 8th. And there was a group of a club up there, don't remember the name of it. However, they gave us a full buffet breakfast for veterans. And they asked me if I would talk a little bit. So you know how I like to talk. And so I did. And I told them that the veterans there, that how much we appreciated them serving and doing their due diligence to their jobs of being soldiers and taking us through the Second War and the Korean War and all the other ones that followed after that. They should really be commended. And we had a full house. And I just really appreciate the opportunity. And I also told them some of the good things that's going around in Brimfield. And there's a lot of it right now. But I just was very pleased to be part of that. And then also on November the 6th, Wednesday, I don't know if you can get this in somewhere. Will that show up? This is an invitation from the Veterans Medical Center that's being built in Brimfield next to Kohl's. And they had a come and greet and meet and get acquainted with some people. They're looking to be finished with this project in August of next year. And they did say it is for a cancer clinic, but they also talked about cardiac and heart issues. So it's going to be a good project for our community in that those people in the southern part of Ohio will not have to drive all the way to Wade Park and go into downtown Cleveland. So I was pleased to be able to be there. Jendi, our secretary and the economic and zoning, and Mike Ladd, the three of us went over. And we were very well received and did one-on-one and met some good people. So, been
Good job.
busy.
Good job, Sue. Thank you for going to those things. Okay, do we have any scheduled meeting guests? No. Okay. The minutes, okay, these are, okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the minutes from 10:30:24, which would include the public hearings for 7:30 a.m., 7:40 a.m., and 7:50 a.m.
Second. I'll second that.
All in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, then I'm also going to make a motion to approve the 10:30:24 minutes, a regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, and then I'm going to make a motion that we approve the 11/6/24, 7:30 a.m. special meeting.
Second.
All in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, thank you. Agenda. Holly, where did you put the firefighter memorial? Am I, that's,
I missed it, Mike, let's amend it.
okay, well, I'm going to amend it. We're going to put it under fire. Is that okay, Craig?
It is.
Okay, so I don't know if we need board approval or do we need,
It would just be, it would be 1-4. And then if you decide, you can.
okay,
Insert it, it's 1-4, it's under new business.
okay. Okay, do we have any other coming up? Anyone change the agenda?
I think that's it.
Good shape.
Yeah, and when we talk about the memorial, I want to have Chick say something quickly since he's the township historian anymore. You are. You are a wealth of information and you don't even know it. So, okay, well, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the amended agenda.
Second.
All in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay. The purchase orders, I'm going to make a motion that I've reviewed them. And I need a second?
Yes. Second.
All in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the warrants. I reviewed and signed them.
Second.
All in favor, Mike?
Yes,
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
thank you. Do we have anyone signed up for a
No
public
public
comment?
comment.
Done. Safety concerns? There was ice on my windshield this morning. Can someone ask my wife to park her car outside? Nobody has any safety concerns? Okay, well, let's get this meeting started. Roy,
Yes, thanks, Mike.
the traveling Wilbury.
What's that?
You're the traveling Wilbury.
Yeah. Just some updates with the board this morning. Our BP, our Polar Express event, it's going to be held at Sunny Brook on Friday, December 6th, is sold out.
I know, and I have multiple things being built in my barn by my daughter who's really into this
Fantastic. I
thing.
know that she's been helping out. It's greatly appreciated.
But I need room for cars.
Yes.
I don't need a full-size train in there. And
Right. But yeah, it's sold out within just like 3 days. So
I think it's going to be a great
excited.
event.
We're really excited for the event. I think it's going to be great. So
And what I like about it is with your officers won't be stuck running food. At least they can walk
yeah,
around
it's going to be more of a hands-on thing.
where they can talk to people and meet.
Different venue.
It is.
So looking forward to it for sure. So.
Are you going to be there in your Christmas outfit?
I will be there. I'm not sure if it'll be a Christmas outfit.
Don't you have a
But
Christmas
I
uniform?
will find one if we need it. So yeah. But anyway, really excited for that upcoming event. Another piece of information to share with the board, we did put on a senior scams presentation on November 1st here at the community center. Officer Mike Rose facilitated that presentation. Pastor Wetzel was there. We had kind of a small turnout for that. So Mike's reached back out to the Brimfield Township Club. And I think he's going to go to one of their upcoming meetings when they get together. He's going to go to them to put on some more information about the senior scam. So we'll be going to follow a piece to that.
You know, just so you know, they eat at a certain restaurant twice a week.
Yes, sir.
And you could,
I'm aware of that. So it might be there.
because all the people that run it would be there.
Yeah. So Mike's going to follow back up with that. So we're going to go to them for another opportunity to get that presentation.
Because they'd love to hear that.
The new market patrol provision we have is in service now. All public safety completed the setup of that last week, so it is out on the road in service as of last week. And one other item under old business for updates, I'm just going to be looking at a swearing date for our new officer that's been approved by the board. Looking to swear her in on Thursday, November 21st at 6:00 p.m. It's going to be outside the confines of our scheduled board meetings because she has a family conflict with that, so we're going to do it on Thursday, November 21st. At 6:00, I will follow back up with the board with communications to make you aware of that. And I'll reach out to Trustee Coyle as a police liaison to see if he can facilitate conducting the swearing. If you can't, I'll reach out to Sue or Mike to see if you guys can take care of that for us. But I will give you a follow-up communication on that just to make sure it's on your account. Okay. Under new business updates, our officers are wrapping up our 2024 continuing professional training hours for the year. The way that that's set up is the state reimburses us back X number of hours of training for the calendar year, so we will end up getting $15,614 coming back to our CPP fund to be used for training in 2025.
How much? 16,000?
$15,614.
Wow.
And one other new business update, we just recently submitted a grant application to the Office of Criminal Justice Services under the Biden Payment Grant Program to see if we can get some funding to upgrade our WC units. So once we get feedback on that grant application, we make awards. If we're successful, I'll reach back out to the board for approval to accept the grant. But that's all I have for you.
Thank you, Roy. Okay, Craig.
Okay, new business updates, Santa on the fire truck gift delivery will be set for December 14th and 15th. The flyers I told will go out soon, but I did put it out yesterday. So it's on Facebook and we'll have the flyers available to do that. New firefighters to start on November 14th will be on 2 weeks of 40s and then they will slide onto the shift that have the open spots. I'll get down to approval next on that. And just working on the upcoming federal AFG grant, submitting for a fire engine this time. This is the grant that we were successful in getting the ambulance a few years ago, and some air packs before that, and radios before that. So it is a successful grant company that writes our grants for us, so we'll be going out for that again.
Now, how much you guesstimate a fire truck would be?
$1 million.
Huh?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Used to be 450.
What do you,
Everything,
what do you think? I mean, what do they generally give? How much of that is a grant if you would be successful?
85%, I believe it would be. We would owe 15%.
What would that replace? Or would it just be another
So we
one?
have a fire engine that's 28 years old right now. We want to replace them at 25, so we're already 3 years behind, and it's a 3-year build, just like the ambulances. So even if we started today, we're way behind on it. And,
Does that company only do firefighter grants or is it?
they specialize in fire and police.
Okay,
That is their specialty. So, and they've been successful for us, so
wow, that's great.
we will continue to use them, and they're really cheap. I think we pay like $3,000.
Wow.
If they get us $1 million, we pay $3,000. Yeah, so.
For $850,000. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it's
insane.
it's well worth it. And if they're not successful on the grant, they write your next one free. That's how confident they are about getting it, so,
Well, I have a question
yes,
regarding grants.
yes.
Were we eligible to apply for that grant from the Ohio Township Association?
I believe we did apply. Yes, didn't we apply for that one? Or am I putting you on the spot? The Ohio Township? Grant?
We applied for that one.
Yeah, that was not me, but I think we applied. John.
We applied for it?
It's the $500. It's the $500 grant that we get.
Well, I think we bumped it up to 1,000.
1,000.
Yeah,
I'll double check. Christian usually.
because I picked up an application
Oh,
form and
okay.
gave it.
We'll double check just to make sure that
Okay.
we apply for it every year and we get it, so.
Well, Craig, I'm really happy you're pushing forward on that, especially
Yeah, I
with the
mean-
3-year build.
I have to. I'm stuck. We're getting busier and busier all the time. Bill ran into me the other morning, early in the morning. I mean, we're just out all the time. So
Well, maybe that time frame will change. Boeing's letting go 18,000 people, so maybe there are going to be more people in the workforce.
we
So.
will see, but we're getting busier and busier, so we need to keep up.
Yeah, you've had what, 3, 4 fires and
4 fires in 4 days.
you had one on Sherman, you said it was a chimney or something?
Uh,
At least it was nothing.
Yeah, chimney fires, 2 house fires, field fires.
Yeah, tell them about that. I don't know if they all know about that swamp fire.
Yeah,
The grass.
Those cattails there was flames 30 feet in the air. I've never seen a grass fire. like
Where was that?
We're not prepared for grass fires. That's not something we really do. So
Did he just want to get his pond?
Lynn Road.
Yeah. I mean,
Where
No,
was
he was
it?
just, he was burning out back, a legal burn, and it just got into
I know,
the swamp area.
it's hard. Sometimes it does that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but no homes were in danger, right?
No, it was all in the back.
I know that's gotta be a sinking feeling.
Well, and it was a mess because now we're trying to put a fire out in a swamp, you know, it was a mess. It was a complete mess.
Wow.
We're just, like I said, we're just not prepared for the wildland fire stuff. We're just, that's not something.
Not like in the old days.
No,
When they,
no, so.
yeah. Well, thank you, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so with that being said, we need more equipment, so we'll put in for it. If we don't get that, we'll be coming back to the board to talk about our options moving forward.
Okay. Well, Craig, I'll do the number 4 if it's okay with you.
Yep, I would like to do the board approval, just real quick, we approved the 2 candidates without names, now I have names to the firefighters we're gonna hire, so.
Do you need another motion or
No, I don't think so.
but I can announce their names?
Yeah, we just need to do the names.
When do you have an effective date though, of when they're gonna be hired?
We will start them next Monday, so.
We should-
what
We
is
should
that
make
date?
a resolution with their name on it, so it's out there.
Hold on, let me get that date for you.
So is that just gonna be for the motion to hire?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as of November 18th.
Okay, well, I'm gonna,
We should do 2 separate ones too.
okay, I'm going to make the first motion to hire Julianne Streck, Strenk, to start on the 14th,
18th,
18th,
November 18th.
November 18th.
Second,
All in favor, Mike?
Yes,
Sue?
yes.
Motion passed.
and then I will make the next motion for Eli
Boss.
Vossi. For his hire date will be the 18th of November.
Second,
All in favor, Mike?
Yes.
Sue?
yes.
Motion passed.
And that's all I need, and they will be on a year probation, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
Craig, can you make sure that they get over to see Holly, just to make sure that?
Yeah, I talked to Kirsten already about pulling a packet together, as we do normally.
Okay.
I would like to say that these 2 people that you hired, do you want to say anything about any of their credentials?
Both have full-time experience, one is coming from a current full-time job, the other was coming from a previous full-time job. But both bring experience to the table, both are 24 and 25 years old, local to the area.
They're already though firefighters in the area,
They
they're
are.
really fully trained coming to us.
They are, and if we're talking about that, then I'm going to re-talk to the board about the kid program that we did was very successful,
Okay.
starting probably next year again. So doing a round of people with experience and then going back to what we did before would be nice.
That's great.
So I think that's been very successful for us.
Okay. Okay, well, then Craig and I, we've been talking about this firefighter memorial. I'd like to speed it up a little bit. I mean, I don't see it as a big cost, but I just remember sitting, talking to Chick sometimes and, about the impact that, the volunteer firefighters had on the township. The volunteer firefighters had on the township and hearing all the stories. And, that siren that we saved. Now, I mean, that, if I get it right, they would use, that was a tornado siren and a siren to notify people in the fields that there's a fire, right?
Correct.
Right.
You had to hear the siren, and you took off to the fire station.
And
First guy there took off with the truck. And the rest of them, there was an address there where you went to. The barber that was there, Guy Morton, he was a volunteer fireman, and he was, of course, right here at the fire station. And he usually took the trucks, or took the truck.
who rang the bell or who did the siren? Whoever got there first?
Guy Morton.
Where was his barber shop at? It had to have been nearby, right?
Just almost where the gun store is now.
Okay. Yeah, because as we move forward with this thing, I'd like to at least tap your brain to get some of the names, I just, because, this is not just my thoughts. Craig told me that some of his firefighters are interested in helping out with this thing. My one thought is I know we can't have it all done right away, but what I want to do, I want to talk to Dave and show everybody. I want to get that thing up off the ground. Now, we got all those sandstones. I mean, Dave, if we could just get 4 sandstones and we could put it on and get it mounted so it's up off the ground. And Cassie, we need to pull you into this because, you're in charge of the parks. But I did ask Craig if he would sort of look around and see where we could put it. So, I mean, this will just be a township event, because a lot of people don't realize the impact that the volunteer firefighters had on this. I know that, I guess I missed some good times back with them. They used to have the fish fry and ice cold beers and everything. So, I mean, they were really a integral part of our early community. So
Bowling team.
those little gambling machines we found upstairs or
What?
the gambling board or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must have had a heck of a time back then. But nobody realizes the impact that they had. When you talk about creating community, I think they had to be some of the very first that created community, right? And that's why I really should have Cassie. You should really sit down and talk to Chick about the history of our green space and all that stuff. 'Cause,
I'm writing a note right now. to
because
do so.
Chick has so much information, because he was a little kid. He's the one that blew off this hand on the statue. No, he didn't. It wasn't Chick.
I have no idea.
Just the years of talking to Chick on the mink farms and all that stuff. I mean, the racetrack. He's got so much information.
The dog race track, I remember that.
Mike, Cassie, and I are gonna meet today on some other stuff, and we'll go over that.
Right.
location.
So I spent all this money on this drawing. See what I'm thinking? I just want something basic, Dave, just like 4 blocks and we can drill into them, hold that thing down. And then a plaque, because we got to explain it, a little bench. I wanted to draw some weeds in there in case the road department forgets to do it. But no, I'm just something simple, Dave. So that's my thoughts. And I wish everyone would chime in. But Craig, the only way we start this is by you and Cassie getting
Yeah,
together.
we just gotta, since we're talking about it, we're talking about location, I'll get with her to see what we're doing in the backpack there versus what we can do up front. I don't know if we want another item up by the statue at all in that area, or if we want it out back.
I mean,
We'll take a look.
my opinion is one trustee. I think if we start putting a few things in the back, maybe we'll get some.
Well,
I mean, it's gonna be
I'm not putting us, I just need to know what our plans are. I don't know
Yeah.
what those
Right.
plans are.
So if you guys could come together with something relatively soon,
Yeah, we're meeting today, so we can talk about it today.
do we need to pass some kind of motion that we're gonna start working on a memorial for? Okay.
If we spend money on it, when we come back to buy things, just need purchase orders.
Well, I don't really foresee us spending a lot of money because like Craig, you said, your officers would like to work on the
No,
memorial.
I think the main thing with the siren is getting cleaned up and painted, so minor amounts.
Can we make it work? So once a year when we start the Brimfest?
Well, I looked at it, that you maybe could get it rewired, but the wiring is brittle, but you might be able to get it.
Was it pretty loud, Chick?
Oh, it's loud.
Was it loud?
Yes, it is.
Be a great way to start Brimfest. You know what really pisses me off? Is that we didn't have that bell working up in the tower. I listened to those bells of Notre Dame. They played them for the first time. Holy crap, that would have been great.
That was the goal.
Oh, well. Never say never.
There was decisions made by construction people that changed that.
Right. Should we get Denny up there with a hammer and he can hit it?
Gonna knock out the windows for.
Okay, well, that's a beautiful building. So that's my thoughts, but I really would love all of you to chime in on this thing so we can,
All right,
Make it a
I will follow up with you on what we discussed.
yeah.
I think one thing we might need to just get clarification on over there is what is the board's goal with, I think, sidewalks and pathways around the gazebo in that area, just so. we're
Well, yeah, I'm
not-
thinking more in the back, but we truly do need to get going on that.
You're thinking back by like the shed?
Yeah,
or
right
what?
by the garage in that
Okay,
area.
okay.
But I want Craig and Cassie to weigh in. It's ultimately your guys' decision.
Yeah.
So,
Follow up.
yeah. Because I think, the way our parking lot's set up, you're gonna have people driving around it just to look, almost like an old town square. So, okay, well, thank you. So everybody chime in, please. Okay. Holly?
All right, so the administrative staff officially moved into the town hall last week. We are so extremely happy and excited to be in that building, I can't even tell you.
I did go around judging the offices.
Did you?
And Cassie has one of the messiest.
I threw the boxes away. They're
I couldn't
gone.
find Joe. I think he was hiding from me.
So there is still,
I'm just kidding.
still some work being done. The old town hall is still under construction. The majority of the work's done, but they're putting in HVAC in that area and then just finishing up. So that should be done within the next, I think, about 2 more weeks. And that old town hall will be fully complete and ready for use as well. So since that area isn't finished, we do still have some things across the street in our old building, just because we were running out of place to put stuff. But once that old town hall's done, we'll officially move the rest of the stuff out of there and put it into the old town hall building, and so we'll officially be out of that space.
Yeah, I want to publicly thank you for all you've been doing for that town hall. The amount of money you have saved us by following through. And it's nobody's fault. It's just there was nobody leading the project, and it took one person to lead it. And then, I mean, I was very surprised when I went down to the old sleeping quarters of the firefighters, because basically Rycon was just leaving it the way it was. So there was jagged cutouts in the wall and all that stuff. And somehow Ollie facilitated at least getting the doorways sealed in. I mean, we all have to understand that there's still going to be things we have to do downstairs, because you basically have the barren walls, you have a open ceiling. But like what Holly is, I mean, right, we still have the leaking issues. So she's very diligently trying to get this thing all solved. I mean, how the architect could build something like that in a hole without trying to alleviate the issues.
Who was out front the other day? It was late. It was like 7:00. We're
We
digging in
had
front
a
of the,
sewer pipe collapse
right in front of the door
right in
there.
front.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was that the smell?
that was the smell.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that
Oh, I thought it was just
Yeah.
your office.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a sewer line in front of the old town hall collapsed, so they had to open all that up.
And that was when they pulled out the light?
They had to pull out the light from the ground in order to really take care of the issue, but that was resolved, and then we'll deal with the after effects of who's responsible for that. As Mike mentioned, there's one corner of that basement that's wet, it's probably always been wet, to some extent, but we are looking at waterproofing options as well as some additional drainage options to make sure that that does not, stay damp as it does right now, so that'll be forthcoming.
Because the big issue with that is that's gonna be used as storage right now, so we don't want anything getting all damaged down there, but it is also temporary, storage, but it'll have additional room if we wanted to expand down there, so we could always create it however we want it to be downstairs.
But if we don't get that water taken care of, it's gonna be.
While we do that, we can't put anything in there to store yet. I don't want fiscal reports down there getting all damaged.
Right. Well, we need to put the firefighters that live down there on the memorial. I mean, for what they had to put up with.
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah, but it's a great space. Anybody that's looking for us, come visit us at the new town hall. We're all over there and ready to have visitors.
I'm just throwing this out. I mean, couldn't we bring up some portable tables and have a meeting there sometime?
We could.
It just looks really undone now.
Yeah, it does.
We'd have to, I mean, it's just,
Yeah,
Joe would have to
let's
set
just
up-
wait.
Yeah.
I mean, Holly sent me a picture of that work being done by, what's the company again?
You're quizzing me. I'll tell you in a minute.
Well, while she's looking, I mean, these tables that they built for us, or table, it's
Days.
beautiful.
It is beautiful,
I mean,
yeah.
What is it?
Days.
Dais?
Yes,
Gosh, what a job they've done. It's beautiful.
it is.
Because then they're gonna install it, and then the tops are coming in.
Yes, so it's Ricky Tano Design. And they took the old wood from the Wanda House. And he is taking the wood to cover the entire front of that board meeting desk.
Wow.
So we'll have that nice preserved wood on the front. They'll put a giant countertop on, and it'll be seating for all of us. So that's one of the reasons for the delay is they had to build a platform in the board meeting room for the desk to go on, which the platform's been in place. They're gonna put the desk on it and then measure for the countertop, just to make sure once it gets on that platform, of course, it'll adjust angles and stuff. So
Now that's gonna be this week, they're putting the desk in?
the weekend of the 23rd, they'll be delivering and installing the desk, and then they'll measure for the countertop, and that'll take 2 weeks to get the countertop installed. But I'm excited, it's been.
Now, those chairs that are sitting out there, those are actually
Those
ours?
are ours, we do not have to have these hard folding chairs, we'll have actual office
I
chairs.
did, I sat in the one that was exposed, it's very comfortable.
Yes, yeah, so I'm very excited, but yeah, the weekend of the 23rd, they'll do the desk installation. Once the desk's installed, then it's countertops, all the IT, electrical setup. So with that, we'll look at, we previously hoped to get in there in December, but with how they want to make sure the countertops are installed correctly, it will be in there in the first meeting in January.
Okay, well,
But I think it's a good idea to wait, just so everybody can see it in its final completion.
yeah, that's good.
Because it's really gonna look nice.
So that meeting, maybe we ought to get there a little bit early so people, anyone wants to come in and look at it.
Yeah, we'll do a whole announcement and try and get more people to come, and we'll work on that and make it a little, maybe get it, like you said, get in earlier so people can really take a look.
Right. Well, thank you for all you're doing.
So again, with that, we will plan on starting in January in that new town hall. Of course, we'll let everybody know once we transition to that new space. We have talked a number of times this year just about the hotel bed tax payments, and Kirsten and I have been working on just reevaluating that whole process, communications, et cetera. I did reach out to the prosecutor's office so we can establish a policy on how to address recurring late hotel tax payments and non-payment of late fees. So I know that was a big concern of the Visitors Bureau as far as how we're handling those entities that are not paying the late fees, which we do have a couple, one specifically that is always late and never pays the late fees. So once I have, once I have that information from the prosecutor, I'll follow up with the board so we can implement a policy on how to address that.
Other than me going over there and beat people up in the parking lot.
No physical violence.
Yeah, well, it's good. I mean, I think it's time to get the prosecutor involved. I mean, it's money they owe Brimfield Township, period.
Yes, and one of the questions that we have for them is, so they do end up making their payments, but they're late. They don't generally pay the late fees. So one of the questions I asked was, do those late fees compound? Should they be, or, what are the steps if, for example, they haven't paid late fees all year? How can we escalate this to ensure some enforcement? So again, once I get that back, we'll come to you with a policy so we can start making sure that's enforced.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, I'm going to skip around just a minute just because some of these items intertwine with each other. I guess I'll start with this community center deck. So at the beginning, or earlier this year, Cassie and I were working to get some designs to add a deck to the back of the community center. And we did get some designs. The biggest thing that we encountered, a decision that needs to be made, is the designs that they had were to work around our current septic system, which we know that septic system, I think, is probably 20-some years at least. 20,
I
25,
don't know for sure.
maybe more. So in talking about the design, of course, the question is, well, if you have a 20 to 30-year-old septic system or even older, do we want to design this deck around the septic system? Or as we start to look at doing construction, and we're going to talk about it here in a minute, but even with a road garage, should we be looking at tying in, to the sewer connection? So at that time, we stopped, looking at the community center deck. In addition, we had a lot of other priorities for the township that required funds, so this kind of got put on hold. But we're at a point where we want to start those discussions again. And so one of them is, again, just looking at, we need to start working on getting the roads department a new road garage. And part of the design when they were looking at doing the road garage was, again, setting up to tie into the sewers and actually doing both the community center sewer line and the roads at the same time. So I asked Mike Woolman to come. You guys do have before you some plans for both deck outlines as well as the sewer drawings. And Mike, I don't know if you don't mind just kind of speaking to the concept of the tie-in of the sewers, the pump stations, and what would be needed in that area.
Sure, we had done some drawings a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago now. That incorporated abandoning the septic system for the community center, as well as bringing a new sewer connection to Dave's service garage area. At the time, we were just trying to service the existing buildings on the service garage. So their goal at that point was a small pump station down at the service garage, an additional small pump station here to abandon the septic system. And then going out to Edson Road and connecting to the sewer in Brimfield Drive. That went through Portage County and EPA approval back at that time. So those plans would be ready to go, but we would be able to revise them if necessary to work around the deck here, anything, as well as revise it to whatever makes sense to get a new service drive going started. So it may change what application is down there.
So one of the things that, sorry, real quick, one of the things we talked about was, again, if we are going to consider tying into the sewer here at the community center while we're doing the road garage, it would be financially advisable to do it together at the same time versus waiting. One other point to mention is, I think it was at least maybe about 1 or 2 years ago, we did have the septic system inspected by Portage County. There were no glaring issues at that time, nothing that we needed to attend to, but again, it is coming up on probably at least 20 to 30 years old, so we anticipate at some point soon it's probably going to need some attention.
If I may, when we do the service drive, it definitely will need a sanitary sewer connection because of floor drains and some other issues of use of how the service provider will use it. We can't put them on a septic system, so they need a public sewer connection. The closest would be Brimfield Drive, so we're basically coming through this area to do that connection. So if you look at the community center, and that's the plan.
Where we got put off track on this is because we got all the proposals for the road crew garage that knocked us off our seat, and then we kind of stopped from that. That was all going to be connected. We just didn't have any plans to go forward with anything. So I think Mike has something that's going to talk about that as well.
Well, the one thing I'm wondering is, Cassie, I mean, I know you've talked about the need for a regular restroom put back there. Would this system be able to take a restroom for the parks?
Absolutely.
It's something we probably shouldn't forget about because, I mean, the porta pots are nice, but
Yeah, we could talk if that's a separate exterior entrance to some restrooms or if it's part of Dave's building. It would be part of the same structure, I would think, economically. There could be some exterior doors that you can lock and secure.
Yeah. I mean, it's sure a long way chick from that restroom we had back there before, the one made of cinder blocks with 2 big holes in it. Holy moly, I can remember that smell. You remember that, John?
I don't remember that.
I remember that.
God, I must be old. Chick, are you and I the only ones that remember? Holy crap.
I did send the drawings, so we have the drawings for this sewer tie-in. I did send them back to, I think it was Soil and Water, just to verify that everything was still valid. So that's just going through a process with them, just to make sure there's nothing else needed to use those plans, just as a.
Well, I know when I've had discussions with Dave, I mean, they really need to get tied in. Because you said with the EPA and all that stuff. So how do we take this forward? What's our next step? Mike?
Yeah, so I think, so we have the drawings, I don't know if the next step is just going out to get, I guess, getting pricing for it.
Well, do we have drawings of the building yet, though?
We do, so that's it, well, so that's the next thing, I do have, approval needed to move forward with a proposal for conceptual site plans. So I separated the two, although they do tie together, so that is the next item on there.
Well, I think that's what we need, because the last time we were all gung-ho until we found out the price, and then we
Right.
couldn't do it. So before we waste any money on any of this right now, we need to know what it's gonna cost us for the whole thing.
I agree, because the pump station location may change down there based on what we end up doing for a building location. So the septic drawings for the sewer main drawings are approved, but I would envision that they would have to be revised a little bit to connect to the new building. So I would hold off at this point until we get a better feel on the service drive.
And you're gonna draw over where the road, or the pavilion is right now, the enclosed pavilion, is that what we're thinking?
That's the area we're looking at now, is putting it where the enclosed pavilion is now. We're gonna put a bunch of conceptual plans together, I'm gonna meet with Dave and talk, just throw a bunch of ideas out and kind of see what makes sense.
Our biggest problem we have is on the other area, where we had to do a bunch of digging, and that just was killing the price on everything.
Yeah, when you start moving dirt like that, you're spending 6 figures before you even think about it, so.
So we can go ahead and move to, approval, so item B1, approval needed to move forward with a proposal for conceptual site planning with Woolen Engineering Group for a new road garage in an amount not to exceed $4,500.
Okay, I'm gonna make that motion for discussion.
Second.
I think it's perfect that we do that. I mean, we're just spinning our wheels if we don't know how much. that
Right.
building's gonna cost.
And John, if we ever do get this, off the papers onto reality, I mean, an M&I fund could.
Oh, it could have, we were thinking that way before, but it was over $7
Right.
million for that building, and we.
Oh, I
wasn't
know,
gonna
I know.
do that, so.
But I mean, that, with improving the parks and improving,
When I think of where we move it and do all that, that's,
Yep.
use that money as well.
Yeah, so the discussion was if, just by moving the location, we'll be cutting costs from that previous design. So moving to a pole building style, and the area that they're looking at, the ground is relatively flat. So you're, while you might have to do some work, you're not doing as much excavation there. And demoing that line shelter, which we know needs demoed anyways.
that's good. Okay,
We could have an outdoor burn over there.
an outdoor burn
With
with those big trees.
No, at the old shelter.
Oh, yeah.
Just demo it.
Don't give Dave any ideas. So, okay, we just need a vote then?
Yep, all in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
motion passed.
So we'll, I guess once we hear back, and move forward with these site plans and get revised drawings for the sewer, connection, then we can come back and talk about, if we want to add the community center to that sewer line. So we'll continue that when we have more information.
Okay,
Another item, approval needed to declare the pallets, over behind the town hall are not needed for public use under ORC 505.10A7. So we have a number of pallets that, came from the construction project. There's probably 25, 30 some pallets. We did not want to dispose of them. People like pallets, so in talking with the prosecutor's office, if you guys declare that they're not needed, we could put a notice out and people could come take them and use them for their own purposes.
okay, that would be great. So you want to make the motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion to make the pallets available to the public.
Okay, and I'll second it for discussion. And so how does it, you got to put out a notice, or do we tell people, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just put something out, I can just put it out on social media, we can share it and just let people know when and how to come get them, and they can just take them free.
Are we going to put like a deadline?
To which to remove them?
Yeah.
We could, and if they're not gone, then we'll make arrangements to dispose of them otherwise, but we'll do a good push to try and get people to take them. I imagine they'll probably, at least the ones that aren't broken, will all be gone. And if there's some left over that are broke, we'll figure out what to do with them.
I know, we still got to figure out what to do with that stuff that Bill brought up. There are a couple places, I think I mentioned, that you can call, they might buy them back,
Absolutely.
so. Because then we got to get all that. Are you talking to them about that mound behind the, because they're telling us that we put it there. Dave said they did not put it there.
It's on their list, they're supposed to remove it. I told them that that was not ours, and so that should be removed. I imagine, I don't know if it's when the landscaping company's gonna come back out, that they're waiting for, but have been put on notice that they need to remove that.
Okay. And leave the sandstones there.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yes.
Okay, so we got a motion, John?
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes?
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay. Any new business? None. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Holly. I asked her to try to put together a number, how much you've saved us. So whenever you can figure that out, I mean, I know, I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
So, no hurry.
No problem.
Okay, Mike?
Thanks. Permit fees today are $154,084.50. Old business, we have, we're requesting board approval of the TIRC board minutes. That was back in March. We just never approved the minutes as housekeeping.
We need a motion for that.
Okay, I will make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Motion passed.
New business, one engineering, Crews continued construction for his new building on Margaret Road. Mark and I are currently working on a TIF for this project. That TIF will start after the enterprise zone agreement, which would be year 11 to 30. We're looking at utilizing that TIF to create sidewalks within the town center. The enterprise zone agreement is on the county commissioner's agenda for November 14th at 10 a.m. I'll be attending that as well as Mike Wolin and a couple others. Pride 1 apartment homes on Town Square Drive started sewer work. And the tire construction, roof and sides appear to be complete. The S-line installation is nearing completion. Condominium development on 5036 State Route 43 has started sewer work. We're currently working on a TIF to run water down 43 at least to how. We'll see how far the project takes us. VA Cancer Imaging and Infusion Center, exterior framing is up and they're pouring interior concrete. Expansion ceremony was on 11/6. Sue, Jenny, and I attended, like Sue explained earlier. Went well. Very nice building. And then they'll have an open house in the spring. So
Are they doing the road next, our road at the same time?
It's going in right now.
so that one's in my report that they are working on the McGuire Park entrance as we speak.
I just didn't know if that was matching up with their parking lot being done at the same time.
It is.
You didn't watch my video?
I did, but I didn't.
Yeah, we have cross easements going back and forth, so they are working together on that.
Okay.
Very
All the fill is going over to the cemetery, Dave. I don't know if they brought the 11 loads over,
I don't know, probably like 3.
just 3.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
The fill there, and the fill is clean, and then they put their submates in now. Joe's Barbecue received phase approval and building permits. They started demolition, and they actually completed demolition on the old house, and then we're looking for the construction to commence here. Joe's actually moved down to the Brimfield which we're just working on the paperwork. And I told him it's okay to go down there. We just need to get police and fire and myself to sign off once we receive that paperwork. New retail plaza is designed for Brimfield crossings across from McDonald's. The right-of-way permits were now obtained, so I was looking at for submittal here in the next week or two.
Submittal for the plan review?
I'm looking, yeah, I've got drawings from Wolin on it for site. I'm just looking for the plaza, the actual architectural drawings.
When do you think they're gonna start?
I don't know yet.
Probably not till next year.
Probably, possibly sewer work might be doing anything.
It wouldn't be till next spring, they're still working on building designs now, so
Okay,
maybe late winter if you're going to start.
well, that'll be a nice addition.
Yeah, it actually looks real nice. The same kind of whole building design as Mullins doing, on Margaret Road. It's really sharp looking. If you haven't seen it, drive past. I mean, it's truly a nice building.
It does not look like a pole barn.
Thank you.
It's really sharp.
Wow.
I like that architectural look. Dunkin' Donuts at 152 Talbot Road continues work on framing.
I think they're done, boy. It's
It's some
quick.
interior stuff, it's still working on. Derek Fleet, construction appears to be all completed. The only thing we're putting up now is an American flag. It's gonna be gigantic. It's gonna be very noticeable.
It's like the car dealerships.
It is. It's big.
Bigger
that's
the
the
better.
last piece of it, but that project really came out good. We're happy with it.
It looks great.
Before Park, we explained that with the driveway in the parking lot. Contractor seems to be doing well down there, and I can't see my guys more stuff on that. Sheets Gas Station continues construction on the interior. It looks like all our concrete work is done on the outside. We just need to wait for their asphalt.
It looked like they had trucks
Yeah,
with
that's
food
what I-
equipment, moving it in.
Yeah.
They had asphalt trucks there this morning, so I don't know if they're doing
Oh,
it
it is the
today.
asphalt today? Okay.
I don't know, there was 2 big dump trucks there that looked like they were asphalt.
But if they're moving in restaurant equipment, it's gotta be getting closer.
It's very close, yeah.
Was it supposed to be December? Or they,
It was, but yeah.
could be before
Might be a
that.
little bit before.
That is the quickest building.
I thought Chase was great, because I think we did Chase from start to finish in 6 months, and this went faster, so. We have 31 new homes and 103 apartment homes permitted so far this year. And then in the assisted living center, you'll see signs go up, they applied for them, they need a couple variances for their, just St. Edwards and advertising for it, but they'll start in the spring as well.
I did meet with those people from St. Edwards. I do think they want to really get involved with the community. They're good people. So I did give them some names because they're trying to create an advisory board to help. I should have given them Bill's name, but it's never say never. No, they're just a nice group of people, and it's going to be just memory care and assisted living. They're leaving out. Yeah.
And then they have some villa style homes going behind as a transition into this.
Right.
It'll be your older people, and there'll be nurse call buttons within those houses, teledoc.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with St. Edwards. We do different things with them, but my mother was at one, and they're a very professional organization. I mean, for what they're dealt with, it's a end of life kind of scenario for so many people.
It's not on the list right now, but so we did start, since I made this report, but we did start an enterprise zone agreement with them. We're looking at 10-year, 60% abatement.
Okay.
We did tip that site. That's one of the parcels that were tipped, so I'm just looking at the financials to make sure we can offer that 10-year, 60. It might be a little bit less, but that's the goal right now.
Well, they would be a good JED partner. Not that anybody isn't a good JED partner, but at least their income, would be up.
Correct.
So, okay,
That concludes my report.
that's good. Well, thanks, Mike. Road department.
Yeah, just some updates. Cemetery foundations are completed. I let Jendy know that they can start bringing some headstones in. We helped move some of the heavier stuff into the town hall for administration staff. Neville Road is completed where we poured 130 feet of concrete. Some new business, we'll start taking down the road flags today on the roadways. We're picking up leaves on township properties. Just want to remind the residents that Brimfield Township does not have leaf pickup. I keep getting a few phone calls about it, and we don't pick them up. Please don't throw them in the ditch, because that causes us more headaches later on. Just to let the board know, I'm looking at taking dump trucks to TSI for maintenance and safety inspections. I'm gonna send all of our trucks over there to have them go over the brakes, lines, and all that stuff. Altogether, I mean, each truck is variance on their pricing on it and this and that, so it'll be close to $4,500. And other than that concludes my report.
Is the newest truck getting closer?
Our newest trucks are ready to go.
It's ready to go for the first snow?
Mhm.
Yeah, the guy that's gonna use it's definitely excited.
We'll park for a while, save for parades.
Everyone needs to drive in it. I mean, that truck, you are up so high.
It's all good. Yeah, we got everything. We're good. We're ready to go because the first.
John, I don't
school's
know if
gonna
you
be
could climb
next week
into
from
it.
Friday.
But it's like he's in a Star Wars vehicle. I mean, the dash wraps around him. That's really,
It's a really nice rig.
you'd like to see that chick. It's a,
That's a guy down there.
It's it's a big truck, man.
What kind of truck is it?
Western Star.
Western?
Makes our other trucks look small.
Yeah, you get the right Western. It will.
Just trying to drive that down the road.
Oh, no, it's fine. That's why people get out of the way when we got our lights on.
Well, they're gonna get out of their way when that's coming. Okay, yeah, they said snow possibly.
A week from Friday.
A bunch.
Oh, it's supposed to be.
I think
You know,
it'll,
that is-
it'll be a quick.
Fall snow, Thanksgiving before Black Friday. So,
Well, last year we had it like 2 weeks ago.
so it's a coming.
Yeah, I just want to thank Dave and his guys for helping us. They've been very flexible and very helpful in helping us get the larger items over there to the town hall. And of course, always great to work with and but flexible to help us on anything we needed.
Yeah, I tell you.
Yep, no problem.
Thanks, Dave.
Huh?
I see you guys always seem to be that way, so that's good.
Not after the first year, man.
Changing how you guys act, I think.
But I tell you, I am really impressed with that town hall. As much as it was a pain getting it done, it's beautiful.
I can't wait for everybody to come in and have our first meeting there. Just let's see it. It's nice to have.
I walk in and just yell, and somebody answers and find out.
Okay, well, thank you. Cassie,
I just want to say I'm excited to have my own office for the first time ever, so that's really exciting for me.
I know I had to wake her up when I went in there. Her feet were up on the desk.
Lights down.
I'm kidding.
Curtains drawn. So old business, Mike already touched on a little bit, but the McGuire Park driveway and parking lot are underway. It looks like they've laid the stone down, so they're making really quick progress with that. So that is very nice to see. An update on amusement rides for Brimfest. I know it was requested that I seek some quotes for that. So I've contacted 5 ride companies so far, and I've only received 1 response. It seems like they're shut down and starting to do their planning for 2025 right now. The 1 response I did receive said that they have not planned their 2025 schedule yet, but they will keep us in mind on their schedule. So, Sutton Crossing sign replacement project. So back in August, the board approved an amount not to exceed $29,000 for a replacement sign for the Sutton Crossing sign that had to be removed for the Water Park driveway project. So Sutton Crossing sent us a proposed sign. So they're actually doing us a favor. They're going to be taking out 2 signs and only replacing it with 1 at a cost of $27,400. So that's $24,900 for the sign itself, the monument sign, and $2,500 for the surrounding landscape. So
That was cheaper than what we originally thought, correct?
Correct. I think they originally submitted a proposal for, it was like over 30 something, and they came back with this one as a more affordable option.
Okay.
The AEDs have arrived.
Do we need to make a motion for this?
We already have one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was already approved back in August, so they're not to exceed $29,000.
When were they gonna do this?
It looks like they're looking to move on that pretty soon.
Okay.
Gotta get the driveway in there.
So we have a sign coming for our driveway, right? Or
We
something?
are working on it. We will, so once I get back to you guys on the design that we chose, then they'll put a sign up.
So that could be one of the first ones with it?
It could.
Okay.
AEDs have arrived, so we will be in compliance with the House Bill 47 that requires AEDs in the parks. So those are in my office, and we are going to figure out how to mount them, right, Dave? Yeah.
Now, those AEDs, that was a grant
Yes,
from Cleveland Clinic?
yes, it was, yeah. So we paid for them, and Cleveland Clinic is gonna send us a check for reimbursement, and we're gonna put out some nice signage to thank them, so. And then just some program updates. The Boo Cruise concluded on Halloween, and there was 5228 Powder Mill.
That was really cool. They had like a big octopus kraken thing and a pirate ship. It was really awesome. So we got to deliver prizes to them. And a lot of those participants want to participate in the tour of lights this year too, so.
Did you get many people sign up or
For
boat cruise?
Blue
Or?
Cruise, we had 8 this year.
That's good.
And it's only our second year doing it, so that's pretty good. I'm proud of that.
So when are you gonna kick off the holiday lighting contest?
That is coming up in my report.
Okay.
So then we also had our 3rd annual pumpkin roll event, and we had about 130 people come to that, so that was fun. Yeah, that's a nice little open house where they just come and roll their pumpkins down the hill and eat our leftover Halloween candy, and it's a good time.
You get a video of that?
We did, yes.
Is it online or?
Yes, and we did a really good commercial for it. If you didn't see it, you can go back and watch it. We did a fun little
On your
video
park
for it.
page or?
Mhm.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and I wanted to thank the Girl Scouts who came out and helped us volunteer for that, and our intern Irene Shearer came back and helped us with that.
Did they have the donut truck or?
Kona Ice came, and their sister truck, Traveling Tom's Coffee came. And then upcoming programs, the 5th annual Tour of Lights Holiday Contest. The registration is open now, and that is until December 6th. And voting will be from December 14th through the 31st. And then we'll announce the winners, I believe, whenever we get back. I think it's like January 4th or something like that. And then another upcoming program, we have scrapbooking from 1 to 3 p.m. tomorrow at the Brimfield Library. And then we have breakfast with the birds this Saturday at 8 a.m. at McGuire Park.
At
And then-
McGuire Park?
We're doing a little preview. I don't know if the drive will be done yet or
Or
not.
can't you park in separate crossings and then walk in?
Yeah, hopefully it will be done by then, but if not, we normally just have people come down the Roby Road driveway, so we have parking there too.
You're not serving bird feed, are you?
No, when we say breakfast, we mean donuts and muffins and that kind of thing. All right, and then new business, so with the driveway and parking lot installation, I wanted to bring up the conversation of when we would like the bar park to open. Like, I know we discussed this a little bit. In talking with Dave, with the winter and everything coming, I think we would like to shoot for maybe late spring, early summer next year for an opening date.
I would love to see it open in the spring.
Yeah,
You know, that's perfect. I mean, if you open in summer, it's so too hot.
yeah,
So if we could shoot and get it open, that's just one trustee, but early spring.
yeah.
And I agree with Dave. I mean, it's not, what's he gonna do? Plow the trails?
Sure.
What is, you were with Park Systems before. What do they generally do for trails?
It depends on the trail. I do think they leave most of them open during the winter unless it's a really treacherous, like I know the Gorge Metro Park, they'll shut down if it's really bad. The Top of the World location will shut down. So yeah, it just depends on,
But the one thing they have, which we don't have, is trail markers. So people know
Yes.
where they're
well,
hiking,
and rangers and a huge maintenance staff.
right?
So,
Right, because I mean, you gotta make sure there's no tree limbs under the snow that they're gonna wipe out on.
yeah.
So what's your thoughts, Sue?
I think we should have the snow skiing. I don't do it.
I love that.
Cross
Yes.
the trail
I know how to do
skiing.
that. I know how to do that.
Yeah, you just go in there and scoot along.
My mother used to force me to go behind Buckeye Sports Center and go cross-country skiing with her. I hated it. It involves work.
It's a lot of work.
I was
lot
a
of
downhill skier, so.
I'll take cross-country skiing over snowshoeing. Snowshoeing is very difficult. I don't know why people do that, but to each their own. But anyway, yeah, I think that's an achievable date. So I'm gonna work on a phased approach to opening the bar.
Yeah, that's a good-
Discuss that too.
I like the phase,
Yeah.
because you can't have everything done.
We have a couple ambitious projects over there with the house. That's gonna be a huge endeavor, getting the dock put in. But I think it's reasonable for us to have signage and trails and things open by spring.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe just get one good trail put together, and then that little lookout you found is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, if you walk the trail, there's a elevation where you look out over the lake. Did you need to at least take a tree or two down to improve the lookout, or?
We'll
I don't
have to,
remember.
we'll have to examine it.
Are they small enough that the road department can take them down?
I don't know, but Hannah and I will be over there this week to walk
You can
before
small
our program, so.
Well, when are you gonna be over there? Or you mean on Saturday, right?
Well, yeah, we'll definitely be there Saturday.
gotta
but
cater Saturday.
Probably Thursday, I haven't looked at the weather this week, but,
I think tomorrow it's supposed to rain.
okay,
Yeah, all day. You probably don't wanna do it tomorrow.
okay.
No,
Maybe
but-
that's the best time to hike.
Yeah, but that, you don't have any pictures of that overlook, do you, that you could send to John,
I do somewhere, I have to.
or John and Sue?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I need to walk over there anyway.
Yeah, I'll credit those to Tim McGuire for those trails, he did a really nice job, so.
He sure did.
They just need a little tweaking because there's a lot of switchbacks and things, so just to make sure people are going the right.
Right, because you said you end up in somebody's backyard if
Like
you
I
go
got
the
lost
wrong way.
back there.
But I'm an old backpacker, so I was never lost.
We were not lost, we just had to turn
Just looking for which side the moss grows.
around. Yeah.
So, it is a beautiful park.
It is beautiful and I'm very excited for that to open. That's all, thank you.
Okay, great job. Thank you. Joe,
I realized I meant to add something to the agenda that I didn't, so I want to add,
okay,
discussion about the sale of the old generator from the fire station / town hall.
Okay.
We need to, we need to put a thing.
so I'm making a motion to amend the agenda and add under information technology, new business, disposal of the old.
We're trying to sell, I'm trying to sell, the old generator, and kind of taking the lead on, gov deals for the administration side of it.
Disposal of,
Okay, I'll second that,
Um,
to make that amendment to the agenda.
okay, we'll just roll call.
All in favor, Mike?
Yes,
Sue?
Yes.
okay, Joe.
So when I was listed the generator, I was asked, I was given some values for it. Unfortunately, no one is interested in the generator at those values. I've had it listed now for 2 weeks. A lot of people are looking at the listing, but I've gotten 0 bids. So I just wanted to discuss with the board and with Chief Malali on, are we willing to come down with that evaluation? How much do we really want to? Do we want to sit on the generator and wait for someone to be interested, or are we looking to move it? So really right now, it is just sitting behind the police department.
I would like to move
They
it.
don't want it sitting there for too long.
My signed baseball card that says it's worth $1 million doesn't mean I get $1 million unless somebody pays me that, so. Just because they put a value.
Well, it's a starting bid of 3,000 reserve of 4, because that was what the information I reserved.
Because I had someone that was interested in it, but I know that fiscally we had to put it out to bid first, so.
I think I would, just one trustee, I would do what it takes to get rid of it.
I would do
Why
that.
don't you just lower the price?
Yeah, just to say we want to relist it at a lower price, if someone's interested, they can bid on it.
Because they have to come and move it and.
Right, someone has to come and pick it up, so if they're interested, if we have someone's interested in it, that's fine.
Well, it's still a bid process, right? So if
Right,
you
I
put
just, right now.
$1,500 out there to start, now everybody starts picking it up to whatever it sells.
Now, this is at the PD?
I believe that's where it was moved to.
Yes.
Well, whose is it?
It's not, well, it's the fire department, we just had to move it for.
So it's our old generator, they were supposed to strike the parking lot, so we moved it. out of
Okay,
the way.
so does the money go to the FD? Yep. So where do you want it at?
I didn't know it got listed, but that price is probably,
Too high?
no, it's probably fair. I had someone that was willing to bid more than that if I reach out to them.
Okay.
But it has to be a bid process.
Okay.
So it had to be done the right way, the way Joe did it.
Why don't they just go make a bid on it?
Huh?
Why don't they just go make a bid on it?
Well, that, I didn't know it was listed.
Oh, okay.
So now that I know that it was listed, I can reach out to that person. But I think it's John, I don't think you can do it any other way. You bid and
Oh, you have to do
it is what it is,
Yep.
right?
Well, I mean, we should just let Joe work it out. I mean, because because you're handling it.
Joe, I'll just reach out to that guy and see if he wants to still bid and tell him to bid.
And then if not, it's up to you to what you want to lower it to get it moving.
Okay, it's been out for 4 weeks and it's gonna, it'll expire, the current bid will expire this weekend.
Okay,
So I've been just relisting it and answer any questions, but so far no one's bid on it.
We'll
So
give him the
I'll
opportunity.
pass the
bid
launch
on it.
information to you, Greg. And,
Well, I'll get the name to you.
oh,
We'll
okay,
talk,
okay.
if you're handling it.
So we don't have to,
Yeah, well, then in that case, if someone's interested in it, it sells, it's fine. If it wasn't, I just wanted to discuss with the board, lowering the price, if it's gonna sell, no, so it's great. So,
can we get Joe to list those concrete things?
I don't know, that's probably not the right place to
Yeah, I don't know.
try and sell those.
Okay,
We should just dump it in the side.
that's all I have then.
Okay. Anything else, Joe, or?
Other than, as with the rest of admin, I'm excited to be moving into the new building. I'm very much looking forward to the new boardroom and not having to take down and set up microphones and tables and chairs every 2 weeks. I've seen the drawings of the dais, I've got a good vision of how I think that room should look, and it's coming together, so I'm really excited to have all of the use of the building and being able to welcome the public into it. I think it's a very nice investment that the township made, and I also appreciate having a nice office and working on getting it there. I've been helping my coworkers get their offices in place, mine's kind of been neglected a little bit. So I need to clean it up a bit.
Well, I am very appreciative that you came and worked for the township, because I don't know how we would have ever done this without you. And I don't know how we'd ever fix it if you weren't here. So only you know what's going on in there, but you've done a great job.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So, has it driven you crazy yet?
Who?
Are you dreaming about wires?
Oh, no, this was a very good decision career-wise to go from where I was to here. So I'm very happy with
You know,
it.
you gotta be one smart guy. I don't even know. I can't even rewire my frickin' Land Rover. You're doing a whole building.
The town hall team is a joy to work with. I really enjoy everyone that's my coworkers. We're a very good blend of people that you guys selected.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
Collection of misfits, I
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, good.
Cemetery's nothing, fiscal's nothing, we're done.
guess. All right.
Okay, cemetery, we have nothing.
You,
Fiscal, you have anything?
We're good.
We're done.
we're done?
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that we end this fine meeting.
Second,
All those in favor, Mike,
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
we are adjourned at 9:12 a.m. See that?